Hi, it's Chrissy, and today we're going to talk about verbs. Yes, I know that sounds terribly exciting, but hang with me for a minute. So I was recently at a conference where we were discussing verbs, and the discussion started with going over some of the great speeches in history and some of the not so great speeches in history, and looking at the number of, I believe it was adverbs that were used in the speech. And the higher the percentage of adverbs, the more people remembered the speech. So it went over things like Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech, the Gettysburg Address were some examples in here that had been studied. And the point of the study, or the results of the study, was when we use verbs and adverbs, we call people to action, because they are action words. So what we then did was we then worked on a phrase called I blank, therefore I am. And we had a couple examples of some famous people. The only one that comes to mind off the top of my head was Steve Jobs. And it was I innovate, therefore I am. So mine was I guide, therefore I am. And this actually came to me. It seemed much harder to come to, but I found in a couple different places in my life that that term or that phrase, guide, has actually come up. So it's there. It was there. I just needed to recall it. So take a minute and think about who you are in action, and post below who you are. I am blank, therefore I am. Make sure it's a verb. You want it to be an action word. And then you can go forth and live it. But I will, this conversation or this session in the conference started out of an original video, and I'm going to try to put a link to that in the show notes below in case you want to watch the whole thing. It was actually really interesting. So remember, be a verb. Thanks, guys.